All right. Moving on to Gen Con. Spicy games of Gen Con.
Okay, so
you went for 1 day, so obviously your time was limited, but I know you have some strong opinions on the games this year.
So I've played, as of last night, 25 different Gen Con games, which is a fraction of what came out because, we had, I think, 600 games were on the BGG preview this year, and of those, 400 probably were available for sale. So while 25 seems like a lot in just 2 or 3 weeks, I think that's not that many compared to a lot as a total. So the first game I've given a 10 on BGG in years is Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. I love it. But here's the thing. I love Ultimate Werewolf. So I would tell people, if you don't like Ultimate Werewolf, you're probably not going to like Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. And if you did like Ultimate Werewolf, you're definitely going to like Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. So
what would people like about Ultimate Werewolf Legacy? What if you're a fan? Let's say you are a fan of the Werewolf games, but you played them. Why would they want to pick up the Legacy version?
So I think the biggest thing is you basically get 15 different preset games. So I've always loved seeing how different people design their werewolf games. I'm usually the moderator, so I'm usually the one picking out the roles in the game. But with Ultimate Werewolf Legacy, you get sort of Ted Alspach and Rob Davio's picks of 15 great games of werewolf, and they're pretty well balanced so far. In my big group, we're at 3-3 on the villagers versus werewolves, and you also get sort of this effect from game to game, which is really cool because in Werewolf, for instance, you can get eliminated first, and that's no fun. But in Werewolf Legacy, if you're eliminated first, you have a special sort of charm in the next game that can be very helpful. And so I think it actually takes Werewolf, which was a game I always gave a 9, and then it made it a 10 for me. So I don't give very many 10s. Maybe 5 or 6 out of 1,200 games I've played. And so, that was a rare rating for me, but I really love it. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I think it's had some rule issues in my group. And like I said, if you don't like social deduction games, you're not going to like this. But this is my gaming obsession of the fall, I think.
How far have you gotten in, you said?
So I've actually played all of the chapters now, but I've been the moderator for some. My biggest group, we've done the prelude in 2 chapters. But I had actually played a couple of the chapters a while back.
Hey, I got a couple of questions here. Jay said, sorry to deviate from the topic, and we're talking about Ultimate Werewolf Legacy with my guest, Chris Wray. The art piece on the left, I'm assuming he's talking about the fleur-de-lis right here, something that my wife found for the season 3. She's from New Orleans, and I'm from Louisiana, so figured it'd be appropriate for the thing.
Part of the charms. It's one of the charms of the new studio.
It is. It's one of the charms. And also a little piece that Steve, the name father, sent to me. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a picture that someone took of he and I both like Karuba.
Oh, okay.
And it's the gems from Karuba with a little guy going past what looks like he's looking inside the temple.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool picture. So thanks, Steven, for sending that. That is from J. Peak. Hey, Steven says, really enjoyed Azul. Hear great things about Majesty too. I've played Majesty, and I liked it. I just found that it's close enough to a lot of other games that I have that I didn't feel the need to buy.
It's one of those engine builder types.
If you didn't own Splendor or you didn't own Gollum, right, or one of those things, and that was the first one you'd buy, you'd probably say the same thing about Splendor or Century Gollum. I don't need those games, right?
Yeah, and I really like Majesty. I think, don't quote me on this, I think there's an expansion coming in Essen. So that should actually
you have some inside info?
I've seen the expansion, but I don't know when it's coming out. But I think it's probably Essen. So